Waiting to hear from Sid. And
we're live.
we
live.
We
are live. Josie,
we are live.
No weapon formed ever against us shall prosper. We are live in the building.
We are live. So, hello everyone. I'm sorry we're a little tardy to the party. The enemy tries to come in and throw some stuff up, mix up some stuff, turn some stuff inside out, but it's okay. We are here. We are so happy to be here. Gil, thank you so much for being just the hostess with the mostest. We love you so much. I love you so much. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Best of Actors Lab Live. Yes, we have changed the name. We started off being the Best of Clubhouse Live, but we have changed it up. And it's the Actors Lab Live. And we are so happy to be here tonight. We have some amazing guests, don't we, Gil?
Yes. Two amazing, beautiful women, powerful, dynamic, bold, beautiful, intelligent, charismatic. I can go on and on, but shall we just bring them to the stage? I mean,
let's
can we
bring
do
them
that?
Let's bring them
Let's
to the
come
stage.
on up. Who's coming
Absolutely.
up first? Vanessa Spencer in the building.
It's me. I'm like trying to get my bearings. Like which way
Hey,
which?
we don't try.
Night?
We're magic. You're amazing.
Vanessa, it's tricky. It's tricky.
It's tricky. It's like which side?
Hey, but Vanessa, wherever you have that fountain of life hiding in your home, just I'll buy a few bottles. Just don't. What kids do you have? I don't believe
you.
It's
a good ring light. It's a good ring light. It is.
I need the receipt. I don't believe that you have kids right now. I know you have kids, but I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. I know you do, but I don't believe you have them.
I've seen them. I've seen them with my own eyes. They exist.
No, I have too, Josie, but I just don't believe that looking like this woman has kids. But it's fine.
It's a good ring light. It's a good ring light that every actor on here should invest in when they are doing their tapes. Yes.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I can't really take all the credit for it. But thank you for having me, Josie. I appreciate it. I'm so looking forward to this evening to see the talent that you have curated, to see what they have come up with and worked on. So I am really looking forward to it. And thank you for inviting me.
Honestly, we're so excited to have you. I was so excited when you said yes. That you would be here. Thank you. I know you could be doing a million things, and you carving out this time for us is really, really so appreciated. Really,
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely, always.
Let's bring our next guest up to the stage.
Yes.
Marie.
Donna Marie Reed.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for having me. Thank you for and Vanessa, I'm with you. I'm trying to figure out like my eyelash.
And I'm like left, right.
There's
Did
a
I
little
try again?
Like,
Josie.
Oh my goodness, Gil.
Look, I'm gonna send some light.
Vanessa, like you, I am figuring out.
I'm figuring
Not trying. I'm doing it. Thank you for having me, Josie and Gil. Nice to be here with you, Vanessa.
Nice to be here with you too.
It is truly a pleasure to have you. So we had this really fancy little video that we had produced to, introduce y'all with your pictures.
They'll get to see it when they vote. They'll see it when they vote.
Actors, and you know how it's going to be great. It's going to be great, and that's why technology is trying to fail us, and the powers that don't want us to be great, but we're going to be great anyway.
We're going to be great anyway, exactly.
And the thing about it is, we all get it. We're in the business. We know these technical glitches happen, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly.
But you both are deserving the whole shebang. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You two are very much deserving. Okay. I wanted to just have a moment. Let's not assume everyone knows who you are. So there's both of you together have accomplished so many great things. I really wanted to talk. Let's start with you, Vanessa. You're a producer, a casting director. Can you tell us a little bit about how it all started for you. Can you kind of give the audience a little bit of how you got here to be this wonderful casting director, casting so many wonderful projects? Can you tell us a little bit about what your journey has been?
Sure. So my journey was really quite unexpected. It was not at all linear. It kind of went a little bit backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. Growing up as a latchkey kid, my brother and I loved to get home from school and turn on the TV. You know, it was the early 80s and HBO had jumped on the scene, and we had HBO, and it was like, what can we consume in terms of TV before my mom got home from work? So there was like a little bit of a 2-hour window between the time we got home from school and the time that she came home. And, you know, we just couldn't wait to see what was on, or if we missed the bus or it was a snow day back east, it was like, we just couldn't wait to sit in front of the TV because we just fell in love with storytelling and fell in love with movies and character. You know, growing up a voracious reader, I was always, you know, not just reading a book, but like really imagining what that book was, and to see that movies were really made in a very similar way, that it started out with a script and then these people took those words off that page and brought that character to life. I just fell in love with that whole idea. I can't say I really wanted to be an actress ever and fell into casting. It didn't happen that way for me. I actually studied to be a teacher and have a degree in education and taught for a little while. And it was after 9/11 and working in New York City that I was like, took a little bit of time off, and I ran into an old family friend, Ulysses Torrero, I will never forget it. It must have been about 11:45, and I was standing on the F train platform at Rock Center. And Yuli walked by and was like he called me by my nickname. And I was like, had my headphones on, and he kind of like walked around in a big way so that it wasn't like he was walking up on me, and he like got my attention. Right? Because it was like New York at 11:45. Who knows?
He wasn't stupid. Right.
Yeah. And so he was like, what are you doing? And we caught up real quick. And he said, why don't you come help me in the office? Because I'm super not organized. That's not my thing. That's your thing. And let's see. And I walked into a world of casting, and I went, this feels like where I'm supposed to be. And I started casting with Ulysses back in 2001, and came out here came out to LA a couple of months later in the spring of, 2001. And then a couple of years later, through the spring of 2003, I came out here to visit my brother.
Listen, I can help you.
Time is escaping me. So I came out here in 2003 to visit my brother, who was already living in Los Angeles and you know, a working actor. And Ulysses called me in like a panic. His brother, Jesse Torrero, had gotten a green light at MGM to cast this film called Soul Plane, and he needed an assistant. And he was like, I don't have to worry about finding anybody. If you could stay there, would you stay? And I'd been looking for an excuse to move to LA, like just figuring out how I could make it out there. And it was like the universe brought this opportunity to me. And I said, yes. And the hitch was that I had to interview with Sheila Jaffe. And I happened to be born in the right borough. She's a Bronx girl. I was a Bronx girl. We hit it off. I had a few hiccups when we first started, like calling agents and checking availability. But you know, Soul Plane turned into
one of those stories. We want to hear about one of those.
Okay, so the funniest story is when I started casting Soul Plane, and I was checking avails after we created a list of ideas for each character in the film. I was checking the avails of like Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman, John Goodman, and there was one other like Canadian great that this gentleman, Fred Spector, who's like an old school agent at CAA, like super top shelf over there at the time. And I didn't know what Fred Spector's policy was on his desk, but if you called to check the avails of those 3 actors, Fred picked up the phone because those were like his people. So I call and I say, hi, I'm looking to check the avails of John Goodman, Dan Aykroyd, blah, 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 for these dates, this project. And he said, hold on, please. The assistant said, hold on, please. And I was like, okay. All of a sudden, hey, it's Fred. What do you want? Like, you know, whose avails are you checking? And I was like, hi, Mr. Spector, I'm checking the avails up. And all of a sudden I hear Sheila scream from like the office 2 doors down. Why is she talking to Fred Spector? Get off the phone. You don't talk to Fred Spector. And I was like, no, but
nobody talks to Fred Spector.
I was like, no, but he picked up. Like, he wanted to talk to me. She's like, get off the phone. I hang up the phone and I am like in a full sweat, just like I am now telling the story, because I'm like, it still makes me nervous.
You're reliving it.
And reliving it. And she was like, why would you talk to an agent? You asked the assistant for the avails. And I was like, no, that's what you're missing. Like, Fred was listening in on the calls, or like the assistant put me on hold to get Fred to give me the avails. And she was
telling her.
Okay.
You're telling her, right?
And she was like, okay, stop. Yeah. She was like, okay, stop. Just, she doesn't get to check the avails anymore. Like,
just go.
Just let her answer the call. Just let her answer phone. And I was mortified. So that was lesson 1. Lesson 2 was always ask for the area code in LA when somebody calls, because
I can't.
I was like, I figured LA was like every borough, right? Like every borough but Manhattan was 718, right? So when people were calling, I figured every agency was 310. Not
right.
much. It was like 323 or 310. So some days when they didn't give me the exchange and I was new, I was typing up like her phone log for the day. I'd be like, this one sounds like a 310. This one might be 323. It was a learning curve in the beginning. You could ask me actors. It was comedy at its finest. Like, you could ask me actors' names, I would have them down, especially like if they were urban actors, which I made up for in the office, like in droves. That was my lane. And even like arbitrary Caucasian actors that she'd be like, how'd you know that? Like, oh, as a kid, my mom made me watch this, or my this was like my parents' show, or this was my parents' movie, and she'd be like, oh my God, I would have never expected. But yeah, the phone, and the Fred Spector, those are my favorite stories.
You were like, we just
till this day, every time she like introduces me to somebody new, or we're shooting the breeze, those are the 2 stories she leads with.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
and
it.
so Soul Plane turned into Entourage. Entourage turned into 6 seasons of that, a bunch of movies in between. Probably one of my favorites that I'd worked on was Mclaughlin, USA, that I had the pleasure of working with Nikki Caro, who had done Whale Rider, and a beautiful movie with Charlize Theron, No Country. And she's such an incredibly beautiful person and an incredibly thoughtful director, like comes from such a humanistic perspective. It is all about the character and character development and showing the essence and the time in which she took to cast each person and the conversations in which we're able to engage in. Till this day, like, my hope is to work with her again. Like, she's just a beautiful human being. And it was a beautiful story. Like, unfortunately, at the time that it came out, Disney didn't really know what to do with it. Like, I wish that story was being told now, or even having been told in the last couple of years instead of having been done 7 years ago when it was in this weird phase. But it's been a beautiful ride, and I'm grateful for the journey. I've segued into development and producing just because at the time in casting, it started to become a little bit rote. Felt like it was getting a little less creative and just wasn't seeing the stories that I thought we should see, and not seeing enough of us represented in what was there. So, and I was tired of doing everybody. To be frank, I was tired of doing the producer's job and not getting paid and only getting one paycheck. The casting director's paycheck.
How about that part? How about that part
too? So that's my journey. That is my journey. That is
I
how
love that. Your journey in a nutshell, right? Your journey in a nutshell.
Exactly.
You know what? I honestly, Vanessa, I look forward to being able to actually sit with you and take the time out to like really, really hear all of your stories and really get into your journey. So we have to set that up. We have to set that up. Okay.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right. So we are moving on to Donna. Donna Marie.
Donna Marie, the queen. Donna Marie Reed. Your story, Donna Marie. It is so inspiring. Everyone, pull your ears, turn your volumes up. Donna Marie, for your hearing enjoyment.
Yes.
Thank you, Gil.
Where do you want to start, Donna Marie? Where do you even want to start?
Well, you know what? Since we are, and I really don't delve into this part that often because I'm generally giving advice from behind the camera perspective. But since we're dealing with actors tonight, I'll start with that journey because that's where I started in this business in front of the camera. And, you know, if you put the work in, it will happen. I will tell you that. Like, it seems like it's a very hard thing and it's, you know, so far away and it's only for a chosen few. But if you put the work in, it will happen. And so that's what I mean, like it all starts with a dream. Everyone that you admire, it all started with them saying, you know what, this is something that I think I could do. Maybe I'm not that good at it, but let me try. And then amazing things happened, you know? So
I gotta stop you. Try, Donna Marie. I love you because you don't try. You do. You do. But you do. I know.
I'm sorry, Gil. Yeah, but that's some people, you know, like they approach it from that perspective. They don't always feel that they can, you know.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, you know, the one thing that I could do that would separate myself from all the other actors is you would hear the conversation of, you know, my manager's not doing enough, my agent's not doing enough. And so, you know, I wanted to become the hardest working actor that I knew. I wanted to make sure that I was putting in the work. And so that's what I did. I started studying with some of the best. I was in Atlanta and I was told about the Alliance Theater School. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Kenny Leon, you know, is the artistic director. He did a lot of projects there, but you know, started out with those guys and, you know, honed my craft and eventually got to a point to where I was working all the time. I would say out of like 3, you know, auditions, I would get 2 callbacks and I would book 1. You know, I had things. Yeah, I mean, I had things going on, but it took me a few years to get there. And I really didn't put myself out until I knew that I was ready, until I knew I could audition well, that I had like a really good base, you know, to set myself up with, so that they wouldn't feel that I was green, even though I didn't have credits. I didn't want them to feel, you know, like I was green. I wanted them to know that whatever came my way, I could handle it. And so I had, you know, really gotten to a place where I felt like I had tapped out the Atlanta market. I'd worked with just about every leading guy there, did hundreds of commercials, voiceovers, industrials. And I said, you know what, it's time to step it up and move to Los Angeles. And I was with my husband, who I met at 15. We met as teenagers. And so his family's there in Atlanta, my family's there in Atlanta.
Wow.
And so it was really hard to leave. You know, it was like, you know, making up in my mind that like, this is what I'm going to have to leave home. And so I mentioned it to my husband and I thought I was going to get, you know, a lot of resistance, but he was like, you know what? You're ready, you know, so let's do it. So I immediately went to work because I didn't want him to change his mind, you know, because that could happen. You know, I didn't know if he was just having a good day and was like, you know what, the next day, I don't think I really meant that.
We already know. Right.
So I immediately went to work and, you know, got to move to LA in 99 and you know, my husband's best friend and his wife, you know, drove one U-Haul with a car attached, and then we drove the other U-Haul with the car attached. And, you know, we got here in the dark of the night. I was telling my husband, can you believe that Monday is going to be 22 years that we've been, because we came on Memorial Day.
Wow.
When we pulled into Los Angeles, it was Memorial Day Eve.
Wow.
And yeah. And so, you know, everyone was tired from the trip and everything. And so everyone crashed. And I remember just sitting in the middle of my living room floor, just looking around at all the boxes and thinking about like the monumental task ahead of me. It was like I knew the market in Atlanta, had a really good,
Right.
community there. And then here I am with no one. I have to start all over again. They're really not going to care what I did in Atlanta so much. It's what you can do out here. And I suddenly felt really, really small.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
LA can make
how
you
am I
feel
going
like,
to do it?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
how am I gonna do this? And so once again, it's like, you know what? I have to really figure out my own path. Um, Figure out a community here where I can learn and kind of grow with, but at the same time still create my own path. And so I said, okay, how can I take care of myself here, make a good living, and not feel like a starving artist, but still be in the mix and still be able to go to auditions and have that flexibility. And so I ended up at a place called the W Hotel in Westwood. It was just opening. Someone had called me up and was like, I hear you're looking for a job. They're actually hiring actors. And I was like, what? Who's crazy enough to hire actors? Because they know like how crazy the flexibility is and
Right.
all of that. So it's like, who is crazy enough to hire actors? But they knew that they wanted a certain personality type there. And my thing was, if I could get myself into the position of being with the players, in a concentrated situation where I could spend at least an hour, hour and a half with them, then we'll eventually get to the point of, why are you here waiting tables? And it happened every time. I never had a headshot in my
Wow.
back pocket. I never, was like tap dancing on my way up to the table. I approached people on a very human level. And when I waited on people, it didn't feel like I was just slinging hash. I truly felt like I was welcoming someone into my home.
Mm,
And if they had like a client or someone that they were trying to impress or they were out on a date, I would always make it extra special. So, they started giving me all the VIP people. So everyone from Janet Jackson and her mom to Aaliyah to, I mean, all the industry players, like that's where they came. And so during this time, like one of the waitresses said, I was like, so how can I break in? I had this reel. And she's like, you know what, you have to, do your reel from like, student film, student projects, that's the easiest way. So, do that. And she says, the American Film Institute, they're great, great filmmakers. And then, you start on that level, you guys get to know each other. So I was like, that sounds like a plan. So I started going around posting my headshots all over the film schools, Hollywood Film School, AFI. Got a call from both, ended up booking work with both of them. And the American Film Institute, those fellows, they really appreciated what I brought to the table. So they were like, I'm doing another thesis project and I would really love for you to be the lead. Well, I mean, I thought it was great, like that's why I was doing it, like
right.
that's why
Right.
I, was posting my headshots, like it's all coming together. And then they gave me the script and I was like, well, I'm not going to take my top off in this. They wanted me to
Right.
be not like completely, but like, take open my, and it's a pivotal part to the story. Nonetheless, it wasn't going to be my story. So, and to each his own, it just wasn't going to be me.
Been
And
there,
I,
done that. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, I'm sure there's other people. No, we really want you. I said, well, you know what? How about this? I've always wanted to work behind the camera. So do you need an assistant? And they said,
Wow.
no, we got it. And I said, there's so much that I could bring to this. I've always wanted to work behind the scenes. I don't know where that came from, but I said, I always want to work behind the scenes. Um,
Wow.
and so, so he says, let me talk to the team and then, I'll let you know. So he talked to this team, which consisted of a producer, editor, cinematographer, and director. Yeah, 4 people. And so came back, they were like, welcome to the team. So I was like, oh my God, this is my break. And so just I would attend meetings and hear about different things that they couldn't accomplish, and I would just make it happen. They really wanted Ronaldo Ray, you know, old school comic, as one of the main characters in it. Yeah. And so I was in a meeting and was leaving that meeting at AFI to go to my waiting tables gig. And I remembered, okay, leaving there, I'm at a red light on Ventura Boulevard. And all of a sudden, this little yellow convertible Mercedes pulls up on the side of me. And I look over and it's Ronaldo Ray. So I'm like, oh my, like, what are the odds, God? Like, okay.
What are the odds? You
What
gotta
are the odds? What are the, and they really wanted him, really wanted him. And so I was terrified, but then quickly I was like, I remember saying it's now or never. I had a script. I jotted my number on the back of it. I rolled down my window. I remembered he was a bit of a flirt. And so I said, hi, how are you doing? And he says, better now. And I said, hey, I was just in a meeting. We were talking about you. They have gotten this, you know, got scripts to you, but you haven't responded. Please take this. It was a Friday. I said, you know, read it over the weekend. Let us know how you feel on Monday. We would love to have you. The light was still red at this point. We make this exchange. The light is green. I don't know how it all happened. I just say it was God, truly. He called us on Monday and was like, you know, I'm interested, but I have one problem. And I was like, what is that? He says, I don't do bit parts. You're going to have to beef this up. So in that project, we had Jennifer Lewis, Ronaldo Ray, Bruce, and some other notable names. And that was like my start into producing. Once I, you know, stepped into that zone, there was no turning back. I never wanted another camera in my face again. So it kind of chose me. And I basically went from an assistant to a co-producer on that project and got a lot of education, because I also realized that when you're there, you can sit in on those classes. So I would sit in on the editing classes. I would sit in on the producing, on the directing, on the cinematography classes, and just get like a full-on education. I was there every single day. But I was also like making those guys shine. Right while I was doing that, fellows started coming to me and saying, hey, I want you to produce mine. Hey, I want you to direct, you know, this. And I was like, oh my God, I've never done this before, but if you trust me, I got you. And so I went in like that. Yeah, that first one was, I went in August as an assistant, and I came out that April having produced and directed 6 thesis projects. And then they wanted me to be a liaison for their directing women's workshop, which was like, I was working towards that because I heard that they were kind of, you know, checking me out for that. And so I was, again, it was just being given the opportunity and making the most of it. I wasn't going to coast. I wasn't just going to, you know, just ride off of anyone's coattails. I like, you would have thought you were paying me like millions of dollars to do this, but yeah, it was just like really proving my worth and earning my keep and just making the most of the opportunity. Because about 2 projects in, I said, if I really work hard, I can have a producer's reel, a producer and director's reel by the end of this thing, like a calling card. And so a lot of those projects went on to win countless awards. I became known as like the girl that could do anything. Those fellows would start fighting over me for different projects. It was just nuts. So then I took that reel and then I ended up working on, it got me work as an assistant on the TV show The Shield, where I was on for 4 seasons with some of the best writers in the game, starting with Lynn Mazzara, Sean Ryan, who's now doing SWAT on CBS and has done so many other shows. Like I can't even go over the checklist, but Kurt Sutter, Sons of Anarchy, just so many other. So just anyway, I learned a lot from that situation. I learned story. I learned how a writer's room works, how they work with talent, how they introduce new talent. I was there when we brought in Anthony Anderson in The Belly of the Well, when everyone in the room was like, Anthony Anderson will never be able to do this because we know him as a comedian, but this character was like vicious and like that dude in the streets, you know. So hearing that character be cooked up and then hearing Anthony's name being introduced and everyone like he can't do it. He's the funny guy. Even me on the inside, I was like, can he do this? But then from an actor's perspective, I was like, and that's where I kind of like fought for him. It's like, he's an actor. Give him the opportunity and he can absolutely do it. Also, it was like Glenn Close had never done television. So I was in the room when Sean Ryan was like, we're going to go for Glenn Close. They were like, yeah, you'll never get her. Got her on the phone. She loved the show. She took the weekend to watch a bunch of episodes with her daughter. And her daughter was like, if you don't do the show, you're crazy. So, was there for her big break coming over and seeing the difficulty she had, quite frankly, going from being like this big film star to coming to like this TV show where like you're making a movie in a week. You don't have time to do, it over, weeks at a time and take after take after take after take. Like they were really guerrilla style on that show. So, seeing different actors' approaches and how they have to adjust to different situations was just really fascinating to see. From there, I went to ABC Television Network, where I was at for 7 years, working in unscripted, but was really close with the scripted side, comedy in particular. Those guys are family. Steve Harvey came in and pitched and, liked how I handled myself in the room and offered me a position at his production company. Turned it down the first time because I was nervous to bet on myself, to be honest. I was under this big fancy umbrella and it's like, I'm on the buyer side. I don't want to be out on the seller side. It's hard. I've seen it. You guys are really working hard to, get your project sold. And so I was nervous to take a chance on me, but thank God he came back, a few weeks later and was like, no, we really want you. And so I was like, it's now or never. Took that chance. So I was director of development for Steve Harvey's production company at the height of his like insane resurgence. And was there on the Miss Crowning when all of that went down. Like it was wild. We had some wild experiences together, seeing the highest heights, little big shots, developing that and working on that.
I mean, it's been incredible. I mean, your journey with him has been incredible.
Like we had 7 shows on the air at the time.
That's
so
bananas. Yeah. That is bananas. And I know you went off to, I know you're currently on I believe you're currently on the show with why can't I think of it right now and I can't pull it up fast enough.
Oh no, that's okay. No worries. I'm with NBC right now. So I'm with NBC. Are you thinking about the project with Viola Davis? Maybe.
No, but you can tell us about that. But you know what, Donna Marie, I want you to just hold on 1 second because one of our actors has to leave.
And
I want you guys to be able to see her before she has to skip. Yes. So we're going to come back because we want you to share all about what you have going on with Viola Davis. And I was actually thinking about your show with Shamar. That's not The Shield. No.
Shield
you're
talking about SWAT.
Exactly. I was talking about SWAT.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm thinking of. But we can hear all about the Viola Davis movie, okay? So just we're gonna come back to that, okay? Let's go ahead and get the actors, just because I want to make sure that we get Victoria in before she has to step out. It is actually Victoria's birthday, and she's got a birthday party that they're throwing for her. that she's supposed to be at any second. So, with further ado, let's go ahead and bring Victoria up on stage. We're going to start the evening off with her. Let's welcome her.
Wait, happy birthday, Victoria.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's on Monday, but my party is happening in like 20 minutes downtown. So I was like, oh my gosh, let's get this done. So yeah, thank you guys so much, first of all, for having me. This is an incredible opportunity. So thank you.
Absolutely. So we're going to drop you right in. Okay, we're going to drop you right in. Victoria, please tell us where you're at, where you're located. And more than anything, I want you guys to understand one thing, but I think I'm going to reveal that after the fact. So Victoria, tell us again your full name and where you're located, the name of your piece that you're doing, and you can get started as soon as you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Elizabeth, and I'm based in Los Angeles, California. And the piece that I will be doing today is from Women on the Verge. Hi, I'm Tiffany. Here's my app. I filled everything out, but I left the race question blank. I know you need it answered for government purposes, and it's fairly easy being multiple choice. It's just, the thing is, I don't like multiple choice. Well, the whole pick the best answer thing is tricky. I like essays. I'm very essay. Check it out. A, white, B, black, C, Asian, D, Latino, E, other. So what exactly does other mean? You gotta ask deep questions if you wanna get to the bottom of the pool. So, you see, I'm inquisitive. That's a good thing to be to work here, right? Anyway, I broke out my Oxford English Dictionary and I looked up the word other, and it says other existing as an opposite of something else. And I thought, well, who wants to check that box? So since I couldn't answer the race question, I called up my friend Seth. He's pretty well balanced for a surfer. And Seth says, dude, since your mom is white and your dad is black, just check other. I mean, that's what I do since I'm half English and half Irish. Just like you, I'm conflicted, but I'm handling it. And sir, that's when I realized never to talk to a white person about race again because they just don't get it. Not you, sir. Oh, I'm sure you're very down. So then Seth says, dude, if a woman has wide hips, she's Latin. If she has back, she's black. If she is Jack, she's white. Go by that. And sir, I definitely have back. See? I am so sorry. That was rude. If I have to take a sex harassment class before working here, I totally understand that. I'm guessing you have more interviews, so let me finish up here. Okay, I should answer the race question according to how the government sees me. But I remember in my history class, my teacher told us that anyone with one black ancestor out of 16 white ancestors could still be considered black. Sir, with those odds, Trump could be black. Well, maybe not him, but I mean, sir, what does the government know about race? First they use colored, then Negro, then black, and now it's African American. Please, if you're Mexican American, then you're a Mexican in America. If you're Japanese American, then you're a Japanese dude in America, but African Americans aren't Africans in America. They haven't been Africans for a long time. You know, it's a new millennium. The government has got to figure this out, but until then, when you don't like your choices for president, you get to write one in. This was probably the worst interview you've ever had, but thank you for your time. You mean I got it? I get to work here at the Starbucks? Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Great job. So, okay, we're going to try to make this, we're not going to try. We are going to make this very, very quickly so the birthday girl can get out of here. She will be returning. Ladies, whichever one of you want to start with giving her some, letting her know how you felt that she did.
So happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Enjoy your party. I think it's fabulous that everybody's back out in the world and enjoying themselves once again. I think it was a great piece that you chose for your age, and it was youthful, it was current. I think it tackled a lot of topical issues, which is smart. I just, and I'm not even thinking that your pacing was pacing to get out of the room. I just want you in, it's very highbrow comedy. And so with highbrow comedy, pacing and the way you lay out each line that's meant to hit a certain way is crucial. And if that's not hit that way, it kind of, you kind of feel like you're in and out of the scene a little bit. So just slow it down a little bit, take down the pace a little bit, and level out, the way you deliver the lines, that there's different tone on each side. And you were doing that, but you have to really find some of the moments to make some of the lines stand out more than the other, so that they all just sort of don't blur together.
Right.
But I think overall, again, smart choice, really nice job. As part of casting, like, you have such a great look, like a really great look and a wonderful energy in the room. I thought it was great how you took a moment before jumping in, even though, Josie was like, hey, let's go. You took a moment to settle and then start. Just continue to own the room, and your casting just continue to own the room, and maybe you place your eye line in different places. Maybe you're a little distracted, or you go a little bit more inward before you hit him with something that you think might be a little off color to say. But overall, really nice job. Really nice job.
Thank you.
Good, very good instincts. And instincts are the one thing you can't teach. So really good job.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Vanessa, I got to say, I agree with a lot of your commentation. Beautiful job. You really, as Vanessa said, like, great choice of scene, because I could really see you doing this sort of work. You were bubbly, you had great energy, and, it was a great choice. I will say, I'll agree with the pacing. I felt like you were trying to get through it more than owning what you were actually saying, like owning the situation. And just by owning it, I mean being truly present in the scenario, being present in that moment. What is happening before you got to the coffee shop? Why is it so important for you to get this job? What is the full backstory? And doing all of that work and bringing it to the table, but also letting it go and just trusting that it's going to be there for you to tap into if you just fully commit to that person that you're talking to and the world that you've created. And so I just wanted to see a bit more of that, just completing the circle of communication, them saying something to you or you receiving the information and just really allowing it to land and then responding. Having different hills and valleys in the delivery of what you're saying, because no one is just, flat all the time in the information that they're receiving. And so you just really want to make sure that you're hearing what the person is saying and then responding in kind, and just really owning the time that you have in the room that you're auditioning in. So if you have 5 minutes, don't even look at it as, me trying to get this role, but me really communicating to you in this amount of time that I have, how much this slice of my life means and matters. Not just to me, it's going to affect me in a great way, but it's also going to affect you and your overall goal. And so I just wanted to see more fullness of the work to the character brought in. But again, you have a great look. It was a great choice. And just with a little bit more time, and I believe that if you took these notes that Vanessa and I just gave you and then did it again, you'd be fully present and it'd be a whole, just that much better. So yeah, those are my thoughts. But great job. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
Just so that you know, ladies, at any point, Donna Marie and Vanessa, that you would like the actor to take some notes and do it again, you can, okay? I don't think Victoria Elizabeth has that kind of time this evening. And you can correct me. You can correct me, Victoria, if you'd like. Do you have to run if they'd like you to sort of go for it again, or do you have to get out of here, or can you stick around?
Yeah, sure. I can do it again if you want me to.
That's on you guys. Would any of you?
I actually would. I would love to see you do it again and just really take your time with it and really do have a circle of communication. Allow, what's happening to affect you and then respond to that.
Okay, so listen,
the only adjustment that I think is most key to tune in on is you do a great job for you pause for a second when you're allowing him to respond and but play off a little bit more of what that response is, because you know what those lines are, right? So you react to those lines a little bit more as if somebody was reading with you, so that it doesn't begin to feel monologue-ish. Okay. Or like an inner dialogue. You're having inner dialogue with yourself, but it shouldn't feel like a monologue that the dialogue is happening. It should feel like this give and take of conversation, and you'll convey what his response is to you through a little more of your reaction. Okay. So just take a little bit more of a beat when they respond to some of the things that you're saying that might seemingly be shocking. Okay. But overall, great job.
Okay, so really quickly, because we want to just manage time, and we keep, every time we've done this, Gil and I, we've tried so hard to keep it at 2 hours, okay? So we're going to really try hard. Well, we're going to work hard. We're not going to try. We're going to work hard.
I don't need to see the whole scene. I don't need to see the whole scene. Just give me the first little bit, so that I can see the note, and then we could keep it moving.
Exactly. And just again, and I say this respectfully, keeping it brief, because we've got, the other actors, and I don't want to keep you guys more than I promised you it would be. So let's have her do it again. Victoria, we'll just do the first. You guys can actually stop her at whatever point. And then let's give her some quick comments, and then let's move on over to the next actor, okay?
Vanessa will allow you to stop her.
I'm sorry? What did you say, Donna Marie?
I was going to ask Vanessa to stop her when she felt she saw what she needed.
Okay. All right. So whenever you're ready, Victoria.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tiffany. Here's my app. I filled everything out, but I left the race question blank. I know you need it answered for government purposes, and it's fairly easy being multiple choice. It's just I don't like multiple choice. Well, the whole pick the best answer thing is tricky. I like essays. I'm very essay. Check it out. A, white, B, black, C, Asian, D, Latino, E, other. What exactly does other mean? You gotta ask deep questions if you want to get to the bottom of the pool. So, you see, I'm inquisitive. That's a good thing to be to work here, right? Anyway, I looked up the word other in the Oxford English Dictionary, and that says other existing as an opposite of something else. And I thought, well, that sucks. Who wants to check that box?
So time out, right? Here's what I'm going to say. I don't want to have you do it again. I want you to go away and with those notes in mind, and then record yourself tomorrow or Sunday and send it to Josie with the notes that Donna and I gave you in mind, because you're at a place where I know you're pressed for time and you want to do this again because you don't feel like you want to soil the opportunity. And I think you're adorable, and I think you've got a really, like I said, instinct is the one thing you can't teach, and your instinct about what to do with the character is so spot on. But I want you to race through this, and you're in a place where you can't undo what you've taught, practice and worked to do. So it's going to be that way. Okay. But 2 days from now, after you've done your birthday celebration, record yourself and send it to Josie with that in mind, and just a little more in the pocket, allowing him to respond, even when you say, no, I know I didn't check the box of race, but race is such a funny question, right? Figure out how you can lay different beats, because part of your, part of this thing is you're feeling like confidence and you've got so much to say, but it's awkward. And at times, even when you're delivering something that's biting or seemingly offbeat, you're almost delivering it with a sense of sophistication and assertiveness. So just play with it, okay? But go off, get there safely to your party, enjoy, and send it to Josie like Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever.
Thank you.
Really, you're so welcome.
But you
really
look
nice
amazing on camera. Like, you're beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
What a wonderful opportunity. Just the fact that you even suggested that she do that, Vanessa. Really, really, really awesome.
Thank you so much, really. Thank you.
Right?
Great advice.
That's what this is all about for me. I love that. I love that. All right. Yeah. All right, birthday girl. Get out of here.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
So much.
Great job.
You're welcome.
All right, Gil. Let's do this. Let's keep it moving.
Listen, let's keep it moving and grooving. But I, in the sense of being a nosy actor, I want to hear about this thing Donna Marie's got going on. You promised, Josie. I'm all like, so this woman, no big deal. Hold on, let me think of this name. Viola Davis, no big deal.
Oh my gosh, I was so ready to keep the train going.
Just a quick short story, or maybe we should save it for the end. Maybe
save it for the end. Deadline it.
You can get this story anytime, Gail. We can jump on the
phone
and do
it. Donna Marie's followers just went up on Instagram. DM place DMSPLAPE. If you want to jump.
Love you,
dude. We don't want to miss any detail.
All right.
Okay,
keep us moving. We have some wonderful, amazing
next.
Love you, brother.
So we're bringing up our next actor, right, Josie?
Yep.
Okay. So we're bringing next up to the stage, Mr. Kyle Lamont. Come on up.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Great.
Hi,
how are
you?
I'm blessed to be here. I appreciate the chance to get up here and just, I always love to act. So every opportunity I'll get in front of a camera.
Awesome. Kyle, do me a favor.
Energy.
Can you take 2 steps to the left?
That's good.
There you go.
Okay,
We've got our little logo blocking your head a little bit there.
Oh, I see. I got you.
And we want to see all of you. Okay. So Kyle, welcome. I have a quick question for you. What's your funniest, most embarrassing audition moment?
Okay, that's a great one. So I've had a lot. I think the funniest moment was where I went in. I had 2 auditions back to back. And I mixed up the script originally. Yeah, it was funny afterwards. It wasn't funny at the time. So when I walked in, I got prepared. They're like, all right, show us what you can do. I started going. About 10 seconds in, they stopped me like, what script did you get? Because this is not the proper one. Yeah, so that was a very, very crazy learning curve for me right there.
And you're not the only one that has happened to.
So,
just know that. Just know that.
All right, pretty awesome. So go ahead and tell us your full name again, where you're located, and the piece you're going to be performing this evening.
Okay. My name is Kyle Lamont. I am based in New York, and I will be performing a piece from All American. Look, man, no thanks. I don't want no damn jersey to remember you by, man. I want you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I hate that your first instinct when things get bad is to run. I mean, you know how messed up it is that we drove all the way down here to get you, and the first words out of your mouth are still no thanks. I mean, just how damn selfish can you be, man? This ain't just happening to you. You want to know how I'm feeling? I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry because you're dying and ain't nothing I can do about it. You always leaving us, man. Leaving me. And this time it's for good. what the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Trying to unmute myself. Wonderful job. Wow. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Donna, you wanna take this one first?
Yeah. Beautiful job, Kyle. Beautiful job. Way to just really jump in and be present, and have a real circle of communication happening. I also saw a nice range of emotion, and in such a short amount of time. So I felt like you were really connected to the work, that you really saw the person. You had someone in mind that you were speaking to, and you really had something important to get across. And I could feel that. I could feel the passion, and you sucked me right in. So wonderful job. Great job. I couldn't even write anything down. I was connected. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will echo what Donna said. You have wonderful eyes, and the camera enjoys your face, which is lovely, and you have a beautiful smile. There's part of me that even there's a quality of your voice that is almost very Denzel Washington-esque. There's like a texture to it that having cast Ballers and putting John David in his first thing that even John David has, that it's just so distinct, and you know how to use that, which came out as you got further into the scene. And what I really most appreciated was that you didn't force the emotion of crying. We felt it through the way you switched up and used the inflection in your voice to continue to emote the feeling that you were having. And that's a really important distinction. I always say to people, it doesn't behoove you to cry in the room if it feels fake. It's better off just to play off the energy and the body language and the tone in which you're giving. So really nice job. Just great material. Again, like really impressive. I always think it's so important that in situations like this, that people pick material that is of their age, of their life experience, that reflects sort of a place in their life that they would have actually experienced, rather than trying to place themselves older, just trying to do some kind of iconic scene. This is really, it's really smart because it gets to showcase you. Yep. Like you really get to showcase what you're able to do. So really lovely job. Really.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
If I can tack on about the crying part, the best, sometimes it weakens it when the tear actually falls. Sometimes it's more riveting to watch a person try not to cry, trying not to cry, just trying to fight back those tears and cover that emotion. But, it's still trying to come out, and just that struggle. So it's not always about trying to make the tear fall, but like trying not to make it fall. But again, great job overall. I loved it.
Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. For real, for real.
All right. Great job, Kyle. Great job. I want to just add to that. And Donna Marie, you really, really nailed that when you say most people are trying not to cry. As an acting coach, it's something that I work with all the time and have to often speak about when I work with the actors who feel and believe that crying makes them a good actor. And we're often having to have the conversation of, normally we're actually trying not to cry, and what happens is that we break, and that's what happens. But we're doing our best not to ever be caught looking and seeming vulnerable or weak.
Yes.
And
well
so
said, Josie.
You're very, very spot on that. So really nice work, Kyle. Really nice work.
Great work.
Thank you. Who's up next, Gil?
Okay, next I'm scrolling on this list here. It looks like we have Tiffany Thompson up next.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here. I really, really appreciate it.
We are so happy to have you. Okay, Gil, it's your turn to ask her a question. What do you want to ask her?
Favorite movie of all time, Tiffany?
Oh, it's The Color Purple, hands down.
I knew Why though? Why?
The scene with the sister and they come together at the end, and the scene in the choir, like when the father forgives the daughter, every single time I'm like, ugh. I know you guys talk about not crying, but I'm talking about it's the waterworks all the time.
That is the ugliest cry that I ever
the
had.
ugliest cry in the world.
Shug Avery in church, and when
Yes.
the sisters finally see each other.
Yes.
And Oprah and Harpo, forget it. That is like, I can't even. Yep.
The Shug Avery going to church. Oh my goodness.
Shug Avery in church really almost like feels the thing, and that's hard to do.
Every
time
I get chills. Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so even
awesome.
when I try to change my movie, I'm like, no, I can't. Color Purple. Yep.
I love it. Okay, well, Tiffany, tell us your full name, where you're located, and the piece that you're going to be doing this evening.
Sure. My name is Tiffany Michelle Thompson. I am based in New York City, and I'm going to be doing One Way Conversation by Joseph Amani. No, you don't understand. You never hear what I'm trying to say to you. It's always a one-way conversation. First, you come at me and complain about the things that you think I'm not doing. And you do this to get me angry because you think that getting me angry is somehow going to make me work harder for what I want in my life. And you're wrong. I'm so sorry. But you are so wrong. Don't you? It's not the way to move me forward. I'm sorry. It's not. Can't you ever just be my friend and support me by giving me support and encouragement? Do you have any idea how impossible what I'm going after already is? Do you? This is so damn hard. And I could use some kindness. Just some. You're my mother. All I ask is that you stop trying to get so damn strategy oriented with me and instead work with me. Give me sound advice if you have any, instead of coming down on me because it doesn't work. There? You happy? Now you know what's bothering me.
Woo! My goodness.
Yes. Vanessa, you want to start?
I think you have a beautiful, beautiful way of delivering emotion, and your voice is beautiful. I felt every word you were saying. I felt like you have lived this moment. And if you have never lived this moment, your level of empathy as a human is so high that you are able to truly not just imagine what it's like to be in this position, but to feel what it is like to be in this position and feel what one would want from that person that they love, that they are, confronting. And that is an incredible skill. I said you can't teach instinct. You cannot teach instinct, but you can also, it is so hard to teach this level of empathy. And as an actor, I think that if you do not have empathy, it is so hard to do this job. It is so hard to do this job because so much of this job is empathy and imagining somebody else's place and station in life. The only note that I would give is I would have liked to have seen some places where you laid a little more anger. And anger, because hurt and anger, it's that like fine line between hurt and anger. And maybe when you toward the end where you say something like, "Are you happy?" Maybe that's where you get angry, because you're looking at the face and you're feeling like, almost, is there a sense of gratification that they have, that I had to get to this place to express what I need, what I still want from them. So maybe that part gets a little bit angry, but overall just super beautiful. And I like that your choice was to not first go there, to be that super angry person, but to be soft in how you are expressing your anger and your hurt and your frustration, because the softness is almost what you're hoping pulls them back in, makes them want to come out and give you what it is that you're begging for. So really, really well done. A beautiful scene, like really beautiful scene.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I can't come behind Vanessa with anything more than that. She hit it on every single point. You were just riveting to watch. And part of that is because of the empathy. I never thought of it from that perspective, Vanessa. That's a beautiful perspective. Just you as a human being, you have to be that empathetic in your own life to be able to bring that sort of feeling and empathy to the work. So I was there every single moment. Again, I can't add anything to what Vanessa said. It was just beautiful. It was tender. It was precious. It was present. I truly felt the other person in the room. I felt the importance to you. I felt the importance to them. It was just beautiful to watch. You're one to watch. Well done. Well done.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful work.
Really nice.
It was really so, I mean, you had me at the edge of my seat the whole time, just absolutely dropped in. It was really, really beautiful to watch. Gil, what was your feeling? We're so quiet on this one around.
Josie, I've been too many people this week. These auditions have my brain scattered. But Tiffany, I want to say something to you, and Vanessa hit it on the head. And from one actor to another, you convey emotion very well. You're like the expensive knife that you get from the cutlery store, the one that is at the top of the shelf. So the way you cut, it has to be, what Vanessa said is, it has to be sharp but quick. Because everything you do, your face we watch, from your eyebrows to your nose to your lips. So when you go in for the cut, that cut has to be precise, because we are so hooked in, and that's not even a note. It's really a compliment, right? So and I know this because I've been there before. So it's like, that's where you can, like, when we say we don't want to, when you don't want to get mad at someone, I think that's the note that, like, where you look, are you happy? And you're like, oh, you're mad that they made you mad, that you let them make you mad. And I think that's what Vanessa was saying. But overall, your gift is so eloquent. Like I said, you're like the really sharp knife. You got to be careful even touching it, because it's sharp on both sides, if that makes sense.
It does. It really does. Thank you, Gil. I appreciate it.
I just had to have me a little bit of Gil. I'm sorry. I just had a little bit.
Thank you. I do too.
It just wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same.
Absolutely. We need Gil.
Absolutely. That was just such beautiful work. We're working hard on not commenting as much, Gil and I, so we can move this along. But you've been on Clubhouse, doing this beautiful work, and we've given you notes that you have taken so well. And it's so beautiful to see you take the notes and then, be here this evening and really, really watch you do it. And you didn't disappoint this evening, Tiffany. I really I really saw an actor that was in control of their instrument. You were so smooth. You were so smooth, so in control. Really, literally all of my five senses, and that's a big deal for me. All of my five senses were ignited. I felt like I was there. I felt like I could hear it. I could smell it. I could taste it. I could see it. I could see it all. And that's hard to do. For the actor, there's a lot of balls in the air that you have to keep going. And I felt that you really held that together. So really, really great job. Really great job.
Thank you, Josie. Appreciate
it. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, Gil. Who's up next?
Okay, we're going to keep it moving next. We have Heather Marie Roberts. Heather, come on up to the stage.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you, Heather. Okay, so I think it's my turn. Let me see. What question do I want to ask you? Let's see. Let's go with a simple one. In terms of actors, who's your current inspiration that you feel like when you see their work, you're like, oh my God?
Merritt Wever, 100%. Merritt Wever.
Woo! Nice.
I'm obsessed.
Good. What's your favorite film or TV show?
My favorite film is The Great Escape, which is a weird one. It's a really old movie about a bunch of guys in a World War II camp. But I just love it. I've been watching it since I was like 5 years old, and I put it on when I'm doing laundry. It's an honest answer.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and drop you in. Please state your name, your full name again, and where you're at, and the name of your piece, and then let's get going.
Great. I'm Heather Marie Roberts. I'm in Los Angeles, and this is from The Fisher King. Do I look like there's somebody special? There's nobody special. It's not easy this day and age meeting people. Although I never really had a dating period. But my mother, she calls me every week like a recurring nightmare. So, you meet anyone yet? No, Mom. So what's gonna happen? I don't know, Mom. You think some people are meant to be alone? Like, maybe in a former life I was a man and I used women for pleasure. So now I'm being punished for it. Which would be fine if I could remember some of the pleasure parts. I just don't make an impression on people, you know? At office parties, I spend my time rearranging the hors d'oeuvres as people eat them so that the platters will always look full. And I never start conversations because I got no idea how to end them. I think I'm just meant to be in the background of things. But I like your nails. Where do you get those done?
Woo! Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Donna Marie, let's start with you.
Oh my God. I mean, I loved how I felt like your sanity was at stake in this piece, and that you were fighting really hard and you were at your breaking point, and you just handled it beautifully and brilliantly. very tapped in emotionally, great circle of communication. I'll take a page from Vanessa's book. Beautiful eyes, beautiful eyes. And why? They're the windows to the soul. And so they're so full and so inviting and so much story and so much communication in it. And I never knew if you were about to break emotionally and cry or laugh, but you were keeping it together. You were keeping it together and you were going to make the situation work, or, whatever, was happening. Like, I just truly enjoyed it. And once again, I couldn't, I couldn't really write much, but wonderful, beautiful, brilliant job.
Thank you very much.
I will echo what Donna said. It was that hanging on by a thread to your sanity, and almost like the need for this conversation was just that. Like, you had to engage in this conversation to hold on to it. And once again, like, you mentioned Merritt Weaver as an actress, and she's such an incredible actress, but such an incredible character actress. And she really embodies wonderful characters that are what some people might feel a little offbeat. A movie like The Fisher King, not like, Kurt Russell, like, amazing, but, just not Kurt Russell.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, sorry. I saw the big body and, like, I could see the poster, but I don't know why Kurt Russell jumped in my head. But it was such a quirky movie. He was such a complex character, and it's once again picking a material in a moment like this that speaks to you, speaks to your taste, your interests, and who you want to continue to grow in your craft to be. And that's what these moments are about. So really beautiful job. And your beautiful strawberry blonde hair complements your eyes so lovely. And I think it's like, these are all the things that, as a casting director and a producer, that my eyes immediately are drawn to, because it's knowing yourself and playing into the best parts of you that only enhance and highlight the talent. Because nothing is like, you're not fighting with anything. You haven't done anything outrageous. You don't have anything loud on that like is pulling my attention. It's like you allow just your whole presence to be your skill, and that's so important in the room. Unless you were told to dress for a character, which is like a whole nother story and a little bit of my pet peeve. Like, I will just say to everybody who's listening, if you come in to be a cop, or you come in to be a doctor, or you come in to be a nurse, do not come in the scrubs. Do not come in the police uniform, because I don't care. That's not my job. That's wardrobe, right? Like, I want to know, can you say cardiothoracic? Can you say I need 10 cc's? Like, can you say, so this is a homicide case, the Vic, and know that the Vic is not Vic that you're talking to, but a shorthand for victim. Like, those are the important things. My kids dressed up for Halloween. Nobody turned out to be Buzz Lightyear or Lightning McQueen, right? Like, those were costumes. Deliver the lines. Like, that is so important to me. The only person I have ever told people to dress up to be is a lady of the night, because fundamentally dressing a certain way, and making yourself a little bit vulnerable by, the clothing and the way you carry yourself, it sort of puts you in a little bit of a different mindset. But that's it. I mean, I worked with one director who was all about everybody coming in and like imagining what they thought the wardrobe would pick for them, like that they were doing their own costume design. And it was the most bizarre project we'd ever worked on. And poor movie tanked, and he went back to doing animation and makes a killing. But, that's just it. So I'll leave it on that note. Great job. Really lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
Gil, do you want to do a quick?
Yeah, no, I have a very quick bite. Heather, I love what you did. I love the vulnerability of your work. And I think that's a tie-in of what Donna Marie and Vanessa and Josie will have to say. Is there's something not only about your eyes, it's the way you open your soul through your eyes. And you're so giving, and you're not taking any of it back. A lot of people will open it, but then they'll pull back. And it's like opening the curtains and just leaving them open. And you did it in such a delicate way that you pulled us in. And then we're like, wait, is she going to break? Is she going to break? Is she going to break? She's going to break. She's not going to break. Is she going to cry? Is she going to tear? Is she going to cry? I don't know. Ooh, and that's the entirety of your performance. So keep that vulnerability. And if I could give you anything, I wanted to see the next scene. That's my selfish. I wanted to see what happened before and after. I'm like, okay, I want to see Heather Marie Robertson, the Fisher King. Where's the Fisher King 2? So that was my only note. Because a lot of actors will do this, but they'll pull out of it, and you just stayed in it. And then when you lean back, you didn't say done, but I imaginarily heard you say scene. I'm like, oh, she's done, and that's the magic of what you did, and you knew it. So well done, bravo.
And it also shows her level of professionalism. You know, it's not her first time at the rodeo.
No, it's
so
not.
Well done. Like, I could see you in feature films. I was like, wow, I can really see her doing it. So again, well done.
I'm getting like Elizabeth Moss vibes, to be
Oh,
honest.
stop. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. Like that's the
she's the best.
You just have such an awareness about yourself, and that's the one thing that's made her jump off the page at people and be able to embody certain roles. She knows she has a natural quirkiness, and it's not a quirkiness that makes her awkward or uncomfortable. It's just it sets her apart. It's really like unto her, and just a stillness. So really nice job. That's really what she gets right. The stillness. She's not afraid of still moments, and that's it. So lovely job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to add that you were so present. You were just so present. You know, you were here. I felt the relationship. I felt the awkwardness. Your work was seamless. And when the work is seamless, it's when we feel that it's when you drop us in. You know, when you're not showing us your choices. I didn't know where you were going with this. I felt that you were unraveling right before our very eyes. And every time you were about to unravel, you would sort of pull it together. But I never saw your choices. So I just felt like you did a great job of just being present. And really, I felt all of it. I just felt all of it, the vulnerability. This is such a great example of knowing your type. Knowing your type and then knowing how to pick the right material for you. And this was such a perfect piece, which, by the way, it's such a trap because it's a piece that a lot of people know. And it's such a trap to even dare touch it. And you did it so well. And this is an example of when you can do a piece like this, because you know that you can fill it and put your own signature on it. And you did that this evening. So really, really great job, Heather. Great job.
Thank you, Josie, and thank you for working with me on it. I took all your notes.
I know, and I wanted to tell you that, like, I saw you working on it, and every time you came and you did such a wonderful job, and it just doesn't show. The notes, they don't show. I mean, they're just absolutely seamless. So I just you didn't disappoint. You never disappointed in the first place. Every time you took the notes and you came back and you were just better and better. And tonight you just really, really showed what an incredible, Heather, and honestly, for all of the actors here, I say this to all of you, but this is the reason. This is the reason why I created this space from the first place, is that I wanted to make sure that actors that were willing to come into the room and focus on the work, right? There are a lot of actors talking, and they want to talk with the producers, and they want to talk with the casting directors, and they want to, they want to be heard and all this other stuff. But, in our room, in our space, it's all about the work. It's all about, you can keep it on her. You can keep it on her, Sid. It's okay. It's about her right now. That's right. It's all about the work. And you've done that, and you've come, and you've taken the notes, and you've adjusted, and you're beautiful. And I want, whatever I can do to get actors like you and all of you who are here on the stage tonight to be seen, to really be seen. And I think that you allowed all of us to see you this evening with that work. Really, really, really great job, sweetheart. Really great job.
Thank you all very much.
I'm feeling all emotional right now, okay? Because
I know.
Well, listen,
Brilliant
Josie,
work.
we got one more actor, so don't get too emotional.
I know, and she's about to bring it, okay? Let's bring Tisha up.
Tisha Hickman.
Ooh, Tisha came ready. Okay.
Oh, Tisha, y'all don't even understand. Okay, y'all don't
I
even
got a
understand.
quick ask though, Tisha.
Yes.
Part of your head is cut off. Can you move over to your left by 2 steps?
Yeah.
Yeah, and can you maybe move your camera back because a part of your head, like we're getting this much. Donna Marie, I'm not letting anyone get. You know me. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, he will.
Okay. Yeah. There we are. Perfect. Now we
setting you up for success. That's it.
There we go.
Perfect.
There you go. That's perfect. Yep. And then just take a step over to your left. One more, and you're perfect. There we go. Yeah, wherever you just moved. There we are. Perfect. You're perfectly framed. And the Tisha, logo, we didn't want the logo cutting you off. Go ahead, Josie.
And my apologies, Tisha, because I had already set them up, but I forgot that we were going to do our little logo there. So that's my bad.
It's no problem.
Right. Okay, good. So Gil, you get to ask her the question.
Ooh. What's something no one knows about you, and you can do it on the funny, crazy, embarrassing side, whatever you care to share.
Well, I mean, we are on YouTube, so I'm not going to go too crazy. But something I do, I have full-on conversations with myself. And if somebody was in another room, they would think there was more than one person in there. It's serious.
You are not by yourself. You are not by yourself.
You are not
I think it's the reason why I'm not into it. Because when my kids get me going, or like I am having one of those days, I am in full-on conversation. On a few times I've caught myself responding, and I'm like, okay, slow it down, because now you just started off.
It's like I'm just trying not to become that person on the street.
Yeah, you're practicing your craft. That's all that it is. You're doing an inner monologue. That's all.
Lovely. Oh, go ahead, Josie. I was just going to say, Tisha, tell us your piece. Drop us in. Tell us your piece, where you are, and drop right in.
Okay. I am in New York, and my piece is a monologue from a play called Scent of a Bird by Mclaughlin. My mother would go past the point where most people turn back, but she couldn't. It was like watching someone fall off a cliff, looking back as they fall, hand goes up, and there's nothing there to hold on to. I make up a lot, I think, like stories to give myself a past or change it. There's this one story, if she lived. I think about calling my mother on her birthday, and it would be like all kind of dull and nice, right? She would let me tell her what I was up to, and I would listen to what she was up to, how her cats were doing, getting her gutters clean, like whether or not she was going to plant her bulbs early this year. You know? But here's the thing. After we were done, I would hang up, yawn, and forget her. Just forget about her, because she would just be my mother, that woman I call once a week. I could take her for granted. I mean, I would love her certainly, but like the way you love your hands or your knee, if you can call that love, because you don't even really think about it. She would have just been my mom. That person I know so well that I don't even realize I don't know her at all. I could forget her. Because she didn't forget me.
Girl, I just wanted more. I just wanted more. I just didn't want it to stop. Donna, I think it's on you. Donna Marie.
Listen, I knew Tisha was about to bring it by the way she popped on camera. I said, you know what?
Oh, Jesus.
Tisha is ready for us tonight. I almost shouted when you took the time to make sure that you were emotionally ready and present before you started. I was so impressed by that. Because you do feel rushed. You do feel like all eyes are on you and you got to start and you got to go. You know, they said action or it's time. But you did not start until you were there, until you were present. And I loved that. I absolutely love that, because that shows that the actor is taking ownership of their time and that they're going to make sure that it's worth everyone's time when they do start. And the only way you can do that is by committing to the work. It's not about trying to impress anyone who's in the room, this, that, and the other. You impress the people in the room by committing to the work. Mm-hmm. And then we are like a fly on the wall watching you in this moment and time in your life. And it was just really, really beautiful to see. I loved how you kept checking with your partner to make sure that they were understanding where you were at in your thought process. Just really making sure that circle of communication was had. So everything was just really beautiful. A couple of adjustments. It would have been really nice to see some joy in there somewhere, you know, as a different beat of emotion, just to see some joy, even if it's just at the absurdity of it all, you know, or just kind of getting lost in a moment and then getting back, you know, lost in a moment of joy and then coming back to where you were. And then just lastly, just maybe breaking gaze with that person and, you know, finding other moments or spots in the room, or maybe there's something, you know, you recognize there's like a little hangnail or something going on, you know, as you're talking to this person, but then you're back in like just moments of where you're not just so locked in. You're still there and present, but like you're just, there's different variations of being present. But overall, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, Donna Marie, first of all, let me just apologize because I have called you Donna multiple times this evening, and you know, even with my glasses on, I missed the hyphen. So my apologies, Donna Marie.
Thank you. That's okay. Thank you, though.
I do not like to misspeak somebody's name, especially that is the namesake they were given, and I just want to show you that respect and apologize for that.
Thank
But
you.
Tisha, it was so great. But the nuance of Donna Marie's notes are so key, right? Like the nuance that you could have added to the scene, which you did beautifully, right? Like absolutely beautifully. But to break the eye line and have different moments, because it's like all of these thoughts that were flooding your mind that you were just sharing, almost like in some way it was like this melange of thoughts that you were just having, and they were flowing, to have had different places, inner spaces that they're your thoughts and somebody just happens to be hearing them, right? So that's key. I would have liked to have seen just a little more longingness in your voice, like that you're speaking of this relationship you were longing to have, but I just missed that in your tone a little bit, and a little bit of softness in those moments, like that line where you like, I wish I could have missed her, like I had the opportunity to call her that, once a week, like what that is to build up to that joy of having that conversation, right? Because you're like, it's like catching up with a girlfriend as opposed to it just being your mom. And that last line of, I wish I could have missed her because she would stuck around, or because she didn't quit on me. It was just like that moment of where all of this comes together for everybody as to why this is your expression, and you're feeling that desire that so many others get to maybe have and share that relationship with their parent or their mother in particular. Really great piece. You have an amazing, powerful presence. You really do, like a really grounded energy and spirit. And it fills the room. Like, I don't think actors realize just how much they come in, and when you come in feeling a little like frenetic in your energy, it can suck the life right out of the room. But you come in so present that you fill the space, and Donna Marie picked up on it again, the idea of walking into a room and pausing for a moment and taking that pause to own the room and start on your time, because this is your monologue or this is your audition. Like, that is okay. You don't always have to let the casting director dictate the pace of the room. This is your audition. They've booked you for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you can use that time for yourself. So really, really beautiful job. Really beautiful presence.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I just want to say, Tisha, masterful job. There's something that you know how to own, which is your presence and all of these notes. You had me so pulled in. I was like, wait, is it done? Is it done? Is it done? And my friends who are directors love those moments, because that's an editor's dream, right? That has so much to work with, that they go, oh, okay, director such and such, we could use this take, we could use this take, or we could use this. Which take do you want to? I mean, Donna Marie's shaking her head because she knows it. Like, that's a dream when you're like, okay, let me see take one, let me see take two, and I was so with the nuances, like even with the note that Donna, I'd love to see a tape of this, because it's one of those moments where it's magic, right? And you pull this in, and everyone, we are now pulling you in. Please vote, because you are not making myself, Donna Marie, Vanessa, or Josie pull our hair out. So we would love if you could vote. You can text to vote. Number on the marquee on the screen, it's lowercase respect, the number 4, acting, the number 5, all lowercase, 833-945-3487. Again, that's texting that to 833-945-3487. That's at the bottom of the screen. We need your help, because I am not the voting marquee man, but we will this Josie, Donna Marie, and Vanessa, she does this to me every week. She's like, so Gil, I'm not voting. You go vote. I'm like, nope, we've got people to help this time.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's Donna Marie and Vanessa. I feel bad that you guys have to vote on all these wonderful actors. Honestly, it's been great. Tisha, how I feel about you and your work, your Beauty and the Beast, all in one. And how you, I think it was Vanessa who said, how you command your space is incredible. Every single time you command your space, you are in such control of your gift. You know what you bring, and you're humble about it. You're humble about it, and you are all about the work. And it really, really shows your hard work. Like I told you in the room, it's been my honor to have worked with you, even if it was for, you know, a short period, even though I know we're not done. We're not done. We're not done. It was just really beautiful to watch you handle, you know, your moment before. That's what it boils down to. We know how important it is to have your moment before. All right. And if that moment before is everything for the actor, and you illustrated that so well by taking your time. And just like Vanessa said, it's your time. It's your 5 minutes of fame, and you have to make the most of it. And you're such a great example of that for any actor watching, you know, how you're very much in control of that. And then your work was awesome, you know, really reminded me of Heather a lot, and how she, you know, was very much in control of her time, you know, and her time with, and your time with, you know, spent with your person. I thought you were just so connected and so grounded. I personally would have wanted this pacing of it to just go just a little faster for me. Can you talk to me about that really quickly?
Well, to keep it 100, it's,
yes, please. There's no other way.
This feels like a little disorienting, even like not fully understanding my eye line. So I was trying to navigate the space while trying not to look like I was navigating the space.
Yeah.
So I think it messed with my pacing. It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard you do this pace.
I should say I allowed it to mess with my pacing.
Right. Right. And yet and still is what I'm going to say to that. And yet and still. But yes, I caught that one. So let's just talk about that really quickly. So in terms of navigating your space, because this is how auditions are happening now, right?
Yeah.
Vanessa, it's happening on Zoom.
Yep.
This is exactly how it's looking. Am I right, Vanessa?
I've spent all day on Zoom doing auditions and callbacks and watching demos and watching tape, self tapes. And I was on another, so Ulysses Ferreira had a thing yesterday, and I popped on, and there were a bunch of people, and we were talking, and one actress mentioned the same thing, that this feels not just impersonal, because there is something very personal about and intimate about going into a room and reading and playing off the energy that the reader or the casting director is giving you to help bring you in and create a scene, right? Like really create that scene in that space. But a girl offered a tip. She said that there is a device that you could connect your phone to the to your computer, so you have like another eye line, and you can have like two things going at one time. But she said if you can't find that tool, and I'll try and get it from the actress that mentioned it, I'll reach out to Ulysses. But she said that when you're taping off your computer, the two best eye lines are to put a Post-it note on your left, the top left, and on the top right, because the camera is dead center, and you never want to really just look dead into the camera. You, even when you're being taped in a room, I've always told people, you just off the lens, like to either side, pick a side and just off the lens, and it creates the right eye line. So you have it at a nice eye level. I would say maybe even go up just a little bit of a hair, and if you can, tilt it down a little bit so it looks a little more like a greater than sign, like or like a Pac-Man towards you. and then put those Post-it notes to create that eye line, and that ability for you to go back and forth, and, you know, and talking and addressing, and somebody could be Bob and somebody could be Roger, and, you know, and not at all feel alone in the room, right? Because it can feel really lonely in the room. And I give so many of you credit for coming up with creative ways to send in auditions. Like when you can't have a reader, people have, you know, recorded themselves, like pre-recorded themselves reading the other lines and then answering it back. Like the level of creativity that people have taken upon themselves to give them the opportunity to have the best audition and create a dynamic that is comfortable for them has been amazing to see. And, you know, it's just more proof just how much talent is out there. I think that to be honest with you, I don't know when pre-reads will ever happen again in person, because this has created such a space for us to get so much done and to see so many new people. One of the greatest things that we keep talking about in the office is like, what a blessing this is that I no longer have to say LA hires or New York based, or like, it doesn't matter where anybody is nowadays anymore. Like every project that we've worked on has been, don't care where you're from. Like we're expecting to fly somebody in, so don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. And so we've had the opportunity to see and read so many new talented people that we otherwise may not have known. So, you know, this is it's a blessing and a curse, just like most things are. But, you know, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and hopefully those little tips will, you know, can impart on you, will help and aid you feeling a little more grounded and a little more comfortable in the room to not get in your head. Because, you know, sometimes when you're doing an intense piece, that one thing can throw you off because you're already tackling something that's so heavy that you afforded this space in your head and you haven't accounted for the one thing that might, and that's sometimes just ends up taking up a little too much space. But really beautiful job. Really beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Tisha, I just wanted to say, just make sure, remember, it's always top left and top right. All right, top left and top right, just like Vanessa was saying at the top tip. So can you just look, let's put her back on here. I just want to do a quick, can you just look, can you just show me your eye line for top left and top right?
That's top on my right. And this is mine.
Yeah. The top left seems to be kind of a better view from my view. Is that right for you guys? Yeah. And maybe that's because you're not all the way centered, because we were kind of playing with you. But I just want to say this quick note, and then we're going to go to voting. Just use that. You could have used all of that you were experiencing in the work, because it would have served you. Because the character isn't all the way together and is trying to figure it out. So instead of compartmentalize and kind of, you know, put it to the side, I always tell the actors, use it, drop it into the work. Because I think it could have served you than you trying to, you know, sort of put it aside and try to deal with the thought and the challenge. At that point, you know, we're live and this is happening right now. And, you know, you've done all this beautiful work, you know, so and you know that stuff happens like this. It's like your gift is so amazing and so wonderful. I don't want any little hiccup to take away from your work. All right. Like you put that, and that's, you know, that takes sort of practicing, you know, staying dropped in no matter what, you know, I remember when I used to study with Rick Edelstein, we studied underneath a restaurant. There were always pots, you know, breaking and flying and falling and all kind of stuff going on. And he was always single-mindedness of focus. You stayed in it, you made it work. Okay. Because it's not always going to be a perfect situation. And so you do all the work to let a little moment sort of throw it off? Absolutely not. You're too good for it. You're too talented. And yet and and yet and still, you were amazing today. You were absolutely amazing. Okay. All right.
Thank
well,
you.
We've got to hurry up, guys. We are going to take a quick break. You guys hang in there. We have some voting to do. We've got some conversations to have. We're gonna work on making this as quick as possible. So hang in there for us. Actors, you are amazing. You were absolutely amazing this evening, and we'll be right back. Sydney? Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. This is always the hardest part of it, right? This is always the hardest part of it. All right. We are not going to keep you any longer. We are not going to keep you in suspense any longer. We unfortunately did lose our host, Gil. He's having some technical issues, and so
Oh no!
if he can come back and join us, he will. If not, we want to keep this going. Okay. Okay. So without this is always the hardest part. Okay. First, I want to say, you know what, Vanessa and Donna Marie, why don't you speak? Do you want to kind of speak to the actors or do you want to speak to the actors after we announce who the winner is?
I guess some words before and after.
Right.
I'll just say that there were really no weak links today. Everyone really brought it super strong. This is one of the reasons why I don't like being a judge. Because there's so much amazing talent out there. Everyone was so strong. Everyone brought it. And the notes that we were given were just little tweaks, that, could aid you in your performances. But overall, everyone did such a great job. So it wasn't easy coming to the decision because you guys just all brought it. So there truly are no losers. Even if you're not number one, you were still seen by people who could aid you at some point in your journey. So everyone wins tonight, So even though we had to come out with one, and there's a little twist that
right.
Josie will introduce. But yeah, no losers tonight. Everyone really brought it. And so there's opportunity for everybody, but one or two may rise to the top.
Yeah, very well said, Donna Marie. Very well said. Vanessa?
No, I'm going to echo what Donna said. I think that the beauty of this evening is that everybody can walk away feeling really proud of the work that they put up, the work that they showcased, of their skill and their ability and their desire to want to act, to tell story. We saw some really beautiful actors, and they truly put their best foot forward. I'm grateful for having shared space with you this evening. I mean, after being in a virtual room all day with other actors, I am not walking away feeling like, oh my gosh, that was fun. I am walking away feeling like, oh my gosh, this talent is so amazing and have such wonderful notes, and thrilled that I found new faces that I can call upon. So, thank you so much. Thank you.
I love it. I love it, Vanessa. Right there. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much, Vanessa and Donna Marie. It's been a beautiful evening with you. It really, really has been. It's really been an honor, honestly, both of you to share this space. You guys are a constant inspiration to me. I follow you. I've known you, Vanessa, for years now, and your crazy husband, Chris.
He was like walking in, and I'm like, shh,
totally
signaling and
trying to mess up our stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, like get the dog.
I know it. Okay, all right. So I won't torture the actors anymore. So our first winner, and yes, we do have two winners. Our first winner, who is winning the audience award, and that is based on the number of people that voted for them. Okay, our winner for this evening is. Can I get a drum roll? Is Tisha Hickman.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, sweetheart. The audience loved you. We loved you. Okay, we loved your performance so much. How does it feel to win this evening? To have so many people vote for you and just love your work?
I don't know. I'm really surprised. I guess it's like, I guess we're always our greatest critic.
Yes.
So, you know, that's, I don't even know what to say. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Well,
congratulations.
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Just accept it.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful work. And sometimes it's those auditions that are like scenes that you walk out of feeling unsure, but you know, those are the ones that surprise you, when that's even more proof of the skill that you have.
Wow. That's really cool. Thank you, Josie. Thank you for this.
Very welcome.
Thank you for inviting me here, because I truly wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I don't know how you could not. You're just absolutely amazing. You know how I feel about you. I was just honestly, you're beautiful, sweetheart. Your gift is amazing. And it is your time. It is your season. So just own it. Don't be surprised. Own it. Okay?
Thank you.
Expect it. Expect it. See it coming, because it's coming. All right? And you have these two beautiful, amazing boss lady beasts who know their stuff. And you know, and you're hearing it from them, not from me, from them. Okay? And from the audience. And from the audience.
And from the audience.
And the audience who voted for you. Okay? So good job tonight. Good job tonight. Good job tonight. Okay, so we do have a twist. So in order to really value our guest judges, it's very, very important that we also have a judge's choice. That is not to take anything away from Tisha's work whatsoever. Tisha was already in the top. Okay, but we, and that's I can speak for all of us. We also recognize someone else's work this evening that we wanted to really bring to light. Okay, and so our judge's choice for this evening is, can I get a drum roll? And this was really hard. Okay, really hard. Right? Really hard, because all of you were amazing. All right? All of you were amazing. But for this evening, our judge's choice is Tiffany Michelle. If we can get Tiffany Michelle up.
Bravo. Bravo.
Oh, it's okay.
Bravo, lady.
Let those tears flow. It's okay. We see you. No, it's okay, Mama. We see you. That's what this evening is about. You're going to make me cry, because this is what it's about.
My goodness. You made us feel. You made us feel. And we'll wake up thinking about you. You know, you won't just leave our minds tonight, but like, you pulled us in, and we were on that journey with you every single syllable of the way. So I could barely catch my breath watching you. So job well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And well earned.
I really appreciate it very, very much. And I'm going to keep working very hard. Thank you. And congratulations, Tisha. You were everyone was riveting, but thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And, you know,
Yeah,
have confidence.
I'm not sad. I'm happy. I just it seems great. I'm not sad.
Vanessa,
and I just want to.
Any words you want to share with her, Vanessa?
You know, I think that Tiffany's reaction continues to speak to who she is and the grace that she has. Like, her instinct was like to pay, you know, honor and respect to Tisha and her performance. Yes. You know, and almost felt the space of like, you know, no need to for me too, but yeah, you gave a beautiful performance, and you continue to work hard, because that's what actors do, but continue to remind yourself that you are here, you are deserving of, and you have a skill and a gift, and don't second guess that gift. Just own that gift. Stay in the presence of that gift. Stay in the mindset of I can do this. I have done this, and I will continue to do this. So just beautiful, beautiful work. Donna has taken every word from my mind and my heart to impart on you. And it is Donna Marie. I did it again. Sorry. Donna Marie. But yeah, beautiful job to everybody. And this is a little off topic, but as we were discussing backstage and you know, figuring out who it was, and they were flashing that beautiful montage, I am so excited and feel so good about those beautiful headshots that were there. There was that one headshot I wanted to critique, and I can't even explain to you what a joy that is. Everybody who's questioning their headshot, Josie, please just send a link for that. And not mine, and not Donna Marie's, and not Josie. Look at the others. Those are what headshots should look like, because not one time did I have to go, oh my God, that was the same person that read. You never want that statement to ever fall out of a casting director's mouth. So beautiful, beautiful pictures, beautiful job by everybody this evening. It's been amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Josie, for.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you again. It's been a wonderful evening. Congratulations, Tiffany. Congratulations, Tisha. Listen, Heather, Marie, and Kyle, Lamont, and even Victoria, who isn't here. Hopefully she's having a great time celebrating her birthday. You guys were incredible. Okay? Understand that this was, even with the judges, even with the audience text to vote, all of you were literally neck to neck. Everybody loved your work. We all loved your work. Everybody is a winner.
That's right.
Everybody is truly a winner. And so we just want you to understand that we always want to be respectful to the audience choice. So we really want to do, but we also want to honor our judges when they come here. We want to honor their opinion and who they thought, and the fact that both Donna Marie and Vanessa chose you, Tiffany, Michelle. That was very, very important to me, to really honor and let you know that this is who they voted. They really, really loved your work. And so it's really important so that everybody can understand that we're doing this respectfully. All right. Vanessa, Donna Marie, again, thank you so much. Thank you to all of the actors. Thank you to all of the wonderful audience members who came through and watched this evening. This is going to live on YouTube, so we're going to get a lot more comments and feedback coming in. But thank you again for a wonderful evening to all the actors. Again, we love you. We see you. We see you. That's what this is about at the end of the day. I mean, it really is.
Absolutely. And none of this was done in vain. We all saw each and every person, whether you won or not. We saw you. And one of the things that I'll just say really quickly, Josie, is I'm currently working with NBC Universal and in the DEI space. And we're actively building programs and pipelines to help marginalized voices and talent, get their just dues, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera. So, I really want to just, because again, you all were so great, just keep you all in mind. Stay in touch with me. I'll get information from Josie. And, you know, if there's any programs that we have going on, any auditions that you guys hear about, absolutely reach out. I do want to stay in touch with a good bit of you, but you know, again, our winners, Tiffany and Tisha, yeah, I have some special things in mind for you too. So yeah, look forward to getting to know you even better. And Vanessa, I got to pull you in on some panels.
Those are the words you want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. Vanessa, I want to pull you in on some panels too when we put together and we need casting directors' opinions. So yeah.
I would love that. I would
absolutely
love to get coffee since we're close.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at this.
This
Look
has
at
been
God.
Thank you for the introduction, Josie, to Donna Marie.
Absolutely.
And likewise.
Story.
And I told you, Vanessa, I'm very strategic about who I pull together. You know, I'm not just like pulling anybody together. I'm pulling people together that not one, I know that the chemistry and the energy is going to be good, but that I'm knowing that you guys are going to be good to just get to know each other and be able to work with each other too. Okay. So I'm thinking of everyone as I'm bringing this together. So it blesses my heart to have both of you who mean so much to me and have, you know, again, it's about giving you your flowers, letting you know, I see you, Donna Marie. I see you, Vanessa, and you guys are such major inspirations for me. Please know that. Please know that.
And we see you. We see you also, Josie.
Okay, don't go there.
So,
I see you all the time. Every time I pull out my if memorabilia from the tour. I see you all the time.
You're going way back.
Let me tell you something. That was like I had my Sweet 16 a couple of weeks before those tickets went on sale for that tour. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing with any birthday money. And I
love it.
And I ran to Ticketmaster and I stood right on line to get my tickets and went 2 nights in a row because I was like, I am seeing this tour in person live.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, I am not going to keep you. Lovely ladies, anymore. Again, Tiffany, Heather, Marie, Tisha, Kyle. I actually want to bring them all up. Can we just have them all up?
Good. Yes.
I mean, Sydney, can you? Okay, if you can't, Sydney, get rid of the banner up there. There you go. She's so on it. Okay, I just wanted to see your faces. I want you to know that we see you, all of your beautiful faces, and now these amazing producers, executives, casting directors know your name. They know you personally, okay, and they see you, and that's really what this is about for me. So how do you guys feel? Anybody want to say anything before I have to go on? I want to make sure that, hold on, before you say anything, I want to make sure that I thank Sydney, my assistant, who's way more, she's a producer, filmmaker herself. Sydney, can you come up here so we can just give you a quick clap, please? And don't say no. She hates this part. I make her do it all the time. Sydney, can you show your face, please? Is she around? Sydney? Yes, she is! She hates when I do.
Great job, Sydney.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's the one who brings it all together. She's the one who created the video with the headshots. She's the one who keeps it together for me. I promise you, I am nothing without this woman here. And she's amazing.
Well done.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her so much. And she hates when I do this, when I profess my love in front of all of the world every time. I am nothing without this woman, okay? And Shani, she is not here where we can place her face, but she's my digital marketing person also. She was the one handling all the votes. She does all that, and she does so much. I am also nothing without that woman. I just want you to know it's basically us three that make this all come together, just us three, okay? And then, but I do also have to thank Dana Bozeman, she is another one who just often is here to help and make this happen as well. And so I have to shout out my girl, Dana Bozeman. I get to coach her beautiful, wonderful, amazing daughter, Mariah, who's right now starring in The Woman in the Window. She's a little beast, and you guys make sure that you remember that name, Mariah Bozeman. And am I forgetting to thank anyone else? I mean, there's so many people along my journey I can thank, but this is not my, Academy Award acceptance speech, so I'll save it for then. But actors, I on Clubhouse, I always love to give you the mic to be able to add, whatever you'd like to the end of the evening. So Tiffany, can we start with you? Just really, really quickly as we wrap it up.
Sure. Always put God first, always bet on yourself, take up the space, and be fearless.
I love it. Heather.
I just want to thank you all so much. This was so much fun. I really love doing this work, and it's really fun to have an opportunity to do it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We love you, Heather. We love you so much. Okay. You're phenomenal. Kyle.
I just want to say thank you just for giving, everybody this space to show their talents and, just be seen. Because a lot of people can go unnoticed, and this is an opportunity that we get to show that. So thank you.
And you did that, Kyle. Okay. You did that. Okay. Coming up in here, representing for the men up in the house. Okay. And you put it down, and you did such a great job. And you have such a good look, and your whole, it just the way you carry yourself, it's really, really, really awesome. So thank you for what you bring. Okay, Tisha, already, I can't sing your praises anymore.
I just wanted to thank you for this space, and thank you all for your time. This was a wonderful, wonderful night. And not because I was chosen, but because of the space you all created. It's so rough right now for everybody. And just to have moments like this, it's just invaluable. And I truly appreciate it.
We felt all of that, girl, all of it. All right.
I just gotta say, if I can just say, yes, oh my goodness, please, just looking at Heather and looking at Kyle, you guys really freaking brought it. You all can't win. You all cannot win, but let me tell you, you're here. So, and that's all that matters. Like, I'll be in touch with everyone that's on this screen because you all are worthy. You really brought something unique and special, and you made me feel something. So even if you didn't get the title of winner, know that I'm going to be in touch. I made copious notes, and just look forward to getting to know you guys better. So I promise you there's no losers. But Tiffany and Tisha, congratulations. Very proud of you.
I wanted to say one thing that I'm forgetting to say. How about our Victoria? Here's what you guys don't know. She's 16 years old.
Are you serious?
Beast. She's a beast. I allowed her to come in here because I was like, you know what? You can hang with me.
Wait a minute now, Josie. She's 16?
16 years old. Yep. Yeah. 16 years old.
That just gives me a whole different lens.
I know. I didn't kind of want to say it yet because I felt that it could be kind of a little unfair in a sense because now you're like, she's 16. Well, oh my God. I wanted you to just be able to judge all of the actors. But
Oh my
she's,
God. That like I look at it like through a completely different lens.
yeah, yep,
You
yep.
know,
Years old,
just
so
she brought so much at 16 years old.
She has
yeah,
a lot of depth. A lot of
yeah,
depth.
she's a beast.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Right.
we are at 2 hours and 28 minutes, and I'm not gonna let this go past 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so
Good. I haven't
all right.
eaten since noon, so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, me
Go
too,
eat,
I'm like,
everyone. What'd you
thank
say,
you.
Vista?
No, I said me either. I'm like, I'm sorry, my dog's got.
I know.
Thank you,
Please go
everybody.
eat.
You have been
Please
amazing.
go
It's a
eat.
pleasure to have met
Enjoy your
everybody.
evening, everyone.
You too.
I'm just gonna say really,
Thank
really
you.
quickly. Remember, we are not meant to be here always. So while you're here, shine on. Leave a legacy.
Ooh.
Leave a legacy. Okay. You know this. This is what you're supposed to do. Fill it and fulfill it. Okay. We see you though this evening. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Great stuff, Josie. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Good night.